What's up, guys? Welcome to Hunting Analysis. This is a series where we go over some of my hunts and I do my best to narrate my thoughts and analyze some of my mistakes and things I could have done better. This is not only to help me improve as a hunter and try and get better, but also to hopefully help some new hunters get into the mindset of a more experienced player. So today we're going to be going over Arkveld. Arkveld is one of my favorite monsters of all time, to be honest. I really like Arkveld a lot. A few days ago, some of you might have seen that I put out my 2-minute 20-second kill with longsword, and that's what we're going to be going over today. So I'm super excited to go over this fight. I'm really happy with this fight. But it's not perfect. There's a lot of mistakes that I made. There's a lot of things that I want to go over, and I'm excited to go over those things with you guys. So kick back, grab a cup of coffee, relax, and let's get right into it. So once again, the beginning of the fight with longsword is going to be kind of the same deal with any monster. We're trying to get into red gauge immediately. So we're going to counter the roar and get into red as fast as we can here. Okay, so we can kind of go over this little sequence here. This is a nice little sequence, and there's some stuff I want to go over, in particular to longsword. So with longsword, well, I'll start with Arkveld. He has a move where he kind of flies by with his chains. He does his big fly chain attack, and then right after he does a follow-up attack. Usually it's a chain slam. It can also be his little shoulder check thing that he does where he stabs his chains towards you. I think there's one other attack that you can do as well, but it's usually a chain slam. And with longsword, you can do what's called a spirit charge cancel. And so here's the attack I'm talking about. He flies by, and then immediately he goes into a chain slam. And so what I do here, because I'm already in red gauge, I just foresight slash into some crimson slashes to then foresight slash the second chain slam. And a little bit later, this happens again. And I counter the first move with an EI Spirit Slash. And I'll kind of explain there and show some footage of what I'm talking about with the Spirit Charge cancel. But if you're in red gauge, you don't actually really have to worry about it because you can cancel your Foresight Slash directly into a Crimson Slash or a Rising Slash, which is really nice. But I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about a little later. And then here I'm using Spirit Thrust to get that hyper armor and proc my counter strike, which is a really strong buff. As you can see, we're trying to stay in red gauge as much as possible. And so when I pull off this Spirit Release, I'm back into white. And he roars, and I don't even go for the follow-up round slash because I know that there's these two wounds. This is going to get me directly back into red, and I can go right back into the combo. Here he gets paralyzed, and this is just a huge damage window. So that all really worked out. I got all my buffs procced, and he got paralyzed right afterwards. And so we just get a ton of damage in here. And this is what I was talking about before. So, because I'm in red gauge, again, I get the round slash off, and I can essentially cancel, or I'm sorry, I get the spirit slash off, the EI spirit slash. And because I'm in red gauge, I can essentially cancel that with a crimson slash 1. So I special sheath in preparation for the chain swing. And then I go directly into my Crimson Slash so that I can Foresight Slash this attack. The alternative would be the Spirit Slash cancel. And if I wasn't in red gauge, I wouldn't have access to those Crimson Slashes. And so I wouldn't have been able to cancel the Spirit Slash into Crimson Slash into a Foresight Slash. It just wouldn't have worked. And so what I would have had to do is the spirit charge cancel, and there should be some footage of that on the screen. It looks really cool. It's really fun to pull off, but it's the perfect timing for this 2-part attack that Arkveld does with the follow-up chain slam. It's the perfect timing for it. It's a really good way to practice that move as well. But yeah, if I wasn't in red gauge, that would have been what I needed to do in order to not get hit there. And here I honestly got pretty lucky. So my red gauge runs out because I whiff this foresight slash. So I whiff this foresight slash and it uses all of my gauge up. And I just happen to get one overhead slash in. And it gives me enough gauge to immediately foresight slash and get this counter off, and I'm right back into red. I'll be honest with you, that was just good timing. But that was pretty lucky. I could have very easily not had enough gauge to get a foresight slash there. I probably should have just special sheathed in preparation for his next attack. And this is kind of the first mistake of the run. You know, I think in my head, I was thinking that I could do this spinning crimson slash and kind of get out of the way of this chain. But looking back on it, there's absolutely no way for me to get out of the way of this. I'm pinned against the wall. There's nothing I could do here. So easiest thing to do would have been to just foresight slash after the round slash right here. I could have just foresight slashed and not gotten hit by this chain. Maybe there's a world where I also use the hyper armor from Spirit Charge to proc counterattack here as well. I don't know if I would have had enough time after this round slash to get a Spirit Charge off before getting hit. So a foresight slash would have been the easiest thing. And then here I get my second paralysis, and I've done this run enough to know that once the second paralysis goes off, he's really close to being capturable. So I hit him with 2 Trank Blades, and I probably should have captured him right here, but I go for a bit more damage and I end up getting hit. And so right after I get hit, I say, okay, I'm just gonna trap him and then get some more damage off, and he ends up getting captured almost immediately. So I probably could have captured him a little bit earlier, not taken that extra hit, and fight would have been over a little bit faster. But that's about all for this fight. Like I said, Arkveld is super fun. It's one of my favorite fights, and I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. This is an exciting week. We have the title update coming with new monsters, and I'm working on some Gore Magala videos, so be on the lookout for more videos coming soon. I want to thank everyone for watching the videos so far and everyone commenting down below. It's super fun to talk to you guys and answer questions, so leave a comment, drop a like, and all that good stuff, and I will see you all next time. Peace.